Hey everyone, thanks for trying to learn to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game I just got, which is Forbidden Jungle. This is a new one from Gamewright, and is part of the Forbidden series. This is a 1 to 5 player game that takes roughly 20 to 45 minutes to play, and is a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to complete their mission. And in this one, you are part of a team of explorers on a spaceship that is running low on fuel, and its navigation systems have deemed that this planet might be useful, or at least a landing place. Once on it, you find out that there are alien bugs on this planet with all kinds of different eggs and larvae and hatchlings, and including adult spider-like creatures that can sling webs and sting you. So your goal is going to be moving around these environments, trying to locate portals and being able to generate power, as you have found some crystals on the planet, and if you can encapsulate a portal with 4 crystals, you are able to leave and escape this planet. So that is our goal, and we'll see how things go. As always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to get notified anytime I drop new videos, also give that notification bell a ring, and that'll let you know whenever I drop new stuff, as I'm constantly dropping new playthrough videos, teaching videos, unboxings, Kickstarter coverage, and many other types of videos. As always, let me know in the comments down below as well if you have any requests or if there's any particular games you're interested in me covering. And let's go ahead and head to the table, and we'll see how this one plays. So before getting into the game, there's a couple of additional things I have to handle for setup. So first off, I've chosen the normal difficulty to start off my mission on, and I'm going to be playing a 2-player game, so I'm using the 2-player side of the board, and then I'm going to determine randomly which players I'm going to be using. So let's see what I have to work with here. All right, let's go with this one here, and I'll do this one here. All right, I'll just keep one of these off to the side as it gives a reference on the back. So I have the Spelunker, and I'm going to mark his health at 3. And I have the Chemist, and the Chemist does not have a hit point gauge, so as an action, remove all web tokens or all eggs from your tile. You are immune to stings. So the Chemist does not take damage, so that's pretty cool. And then the rest of these can just be placed off to the side, as I will not be using those for this game. All right, so then I have to choose which player is going to start off, and my goal in this one, I tried playing through this the other night just to kind of get the rules down and all that, and it seemed like a great strategy for that particular game, which I was using the healer and the explorer, was to really keep and manage the enemies. The other big thing was really helpful for me is destroying tiles. So I need to find what are those called? Those are the destruction switches that let you destroy tiles, and then being able to find those manipulators that will allow me to rearrange things. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the Chemist. And during a player's turn, it's broken down into 2 steps. The first step of a player's turn is that you get to perform up to 4 actions. You don't have to perform all of them if you don't want to, but you can perform up to 4 actions. And those are going to include movement, which allows you to move from your space to an orthogonally adjacent space. No diagonal movement is allowed. I can remove an enemy, including an egg, an adult, or a larva in my space, or a web. I can also explore, which if a space does not have, let's see, as long as it doesn't have any adults, hatchlings, eggs, or webs on it, so a clear space, I can flip it over and find out what it is. And then finally is to operate a machine. So if I find some of those machines, there's 4 different ones out there, then I can operate those as an action. And then the final thing I have to do, or that I can do as an option, is if I'm in the same space as another player, I can freely trade items or give items to other players. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Chemist first, and I'm going to go ahead and jump in, and that's my first action to move. My second action, I'm going to explore and find out what this tile is. And I have a Compeller. Okay, and then it does have a little gear down at the bottom, which means that I get to draw a equipment card. So I found a Fluoroscope. This one lets me peek under 2 tiles that do not have any eggs, hatchlings, adults, or webs on them. All right, so that could be really useful And I'm going to go ahead and use that right away. So I'm going to go ahead and place that in discard pile. And I want to take a look at, I think, these two to kind of see. That way then I know what to focus on, because out of the 6 energy tiles, 2 of them are duds. So if I can identify which ones those are, I can eliminate those quite quickly. All right, so that's one of the crystals I need. And there's the other crystal I need. So both of these are useful tiles for me. So I have these, out of these 4, 2 of them are going to be duds. So I'll have to try to figure that out and see which ones I need to eliminate. All right, so I moved and I explored. I have 2 actions left, so I might as well jump over here and explore that one. And that is one of those duds. But it does give me a equipment card, so I have the time throttle. This one, I may take 3 additional actions on your turn. So do I just jump right in and go and use it? Yeah, why not? I don't know if there's a better strategy for that, but I think I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to go ahead and go here and explore this. And that is a configurer. So this one allows me to manipulate other tiles. I can move them orthogonally as far as I can. I'll explain a little bit more of that later. Now that one does not have a gear card, so I will not be gaining that. So I have 1 action remaining. So I am going to head over here and I'll hold there. And that will end his turn. So at this point, I have completed my actions. So now the next step is dealing with the threat cards. So I'm going to draw a number of threat cards based on the current threat, which at the beginning of the game, I'm only going to start out at 2, so I have to resolve 2 threat cards. So the first ones are eggs are discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. And I have no nests out right now. So I got lucky there. And the second card is hatch. So all eggs turn into hatchlings. So that's not a good thing, because then eventually I will run into a card that changes hatchlings into adults. And that's where I kind of ran into trouble last night. So definitely don't like that. And those are the 2 threat cards. So the chemist's turn is done, and it's over to the spelunker to go. So he does have, as an action, if you are on a tunnel tile, you may move to any other tile. Okay, so that's pretty useful. So I think that's a great option right away. And it doesn't say that it has to be revealed either, which is good. So I think I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and use this ability right away, and I'm going to go here. And as my last action, I'm going to take care of that adult. And hopefully that will help out. All right, so that is the end of his turn. So again, I have grow all hatchlings turn into adults. That's what I was talking about. Oh, man. So that is not good at all. Some of these guys have a little bit, their legs aren't really well spread out, so they don't stand up real well. Come on, you can do it. I have faith in you. There we go. All right. There's a, whoop. Come on. Gonna have to put some of these guys in hot water and kind of fix some of these legs, I think. All right, so he's not standing up. Okay, there's 3 and 4, 5. So I've got my work cut out for me, and we'll see what happens with this next one. There might be like tons of web slinging here. That was the first. Second one is move. So it's going to have all hatchlings and adults move, and then adults sting. So they're going to move towards the star spaces. So I'll go ahead and start on this end and work my way over. So this space, I would go that way, but I cannot move off the board. And then this guy's going to move down. This one will move over, and that one moves that way. So it basically just trades positions. That one will kick over here. That one would move up. This one moves over, and this one moves over. So I got stung twice already. That is very bad. 1, 2. So one more, and he is dead. So I gotta get over there pretty quick and handle some of that. All right, that is everything for the Splunker. So back over to the Chemist to go. Chemist is going to go ahead and flip. And I found a nest and a gear card. All right, so I have a jetpack. Move to any tile when an adventure on your current tile may come along for the ride. So I'm going to hold on to that. That was my first action. And second action, third action, fourth action. And I found a destruction switch. So that's good news. So I can use that to destroy tiles. But that is the last action I have at the moment. So that is my turn. So again, 2 more cards. So we have Collapse. Remove the lowest numbered tile and everything on it. So the lowest numbered tile is right now is the Fool's Landing at 1. Otherwise, that would have been the destruction switch. So I'm glad to get rid of that, as opposed to the destruction switch I just found. And then the Threat Rises and Shuffles. So I have to shuffle all the cards in the discard pile. And this is also going to go up. So I'm right on the verge now of going into the next level. And these will all get shuffled. And then they get added to the bottom of the threat deck. Okay. All right, so that was my 2. So that is my turn. So it's over to the Splunker to go. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate those 2 adults, as I really don't want those guys out there. And then, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and move over, and I'm going to use the destruction tile. I think I'm going to take out this nest, because this has no benefits to me at this point. So I'm going to eliminate that tile from the area. All right, that was my 4, because I had 2 removals, a move, and then the destruction. So let's see what happens here. So spawn, add 1 egg to each adult. Oof, I'm glad I got rid of those other 2. All right, so well, almost pulled enough right away. All right, that was my first. And second is all adults spin webs. And they're going to go and spit them onto the blue spaces. So 1 there, 1 there. This one adds 1 here, 1 there, 1, and they do not add them unless they can overlap another tile. So this one will not add 1 there because he cannot, as there's no tile there. All right, that is it. And that was the Splunker, so it's back over to the Chemist to go. Chemist, I'm going to activate the destruction switch again. I'm going to take out the tunnel, as that adds, though there's a number of cards that their enemies are affected with that. So that was 1, 2, 3. So it's a dud and a nest. All right, so I have a trap. Remove all hatchlings from your tile and each adjacent tile. So there aren't any hatchlings out right now. All right, so I'm going to move over here, my last one. It's back over to the enemy. So they're going to move hatchlings and adults onto moving onto blue, and then all adults sting. Luckily, I am far enough away that the adults can't reach me at this point, so that's a plus. He's not going to move. He's going to move here. He's going to move down and back up. All right, so no penalties there. And then I have 1 more card, and it's adults spin webs on black. All right, so he's going to do that. And this guy goes that way. Black is here, down. We got adults spitting webs everywhere. And there. Lots of webs. All right, so that is it for the Chemist. So over to the Spelunker again. What to do? All right, so I'm going to remove the web for 1. I'm going to move for 2, remove the adults. And I think I'm just going to get ready to flip that tile, so I'm going to go ahead and remove another web. So that's all I can do. So again, 2 more. Move hatchlings and adults, and then adults sting, and they're moving red. So this guy's going to stay where he's at. This guy's going to move over. This guy's going to stay. He's going to stay. He'll move down. And again, there aren't any, they will not sting anybody. But now this guy's kind of threatening the Splunker now, because if I get another one of those where he moves blue, that's going to be problematic. All right, so it's going to be over to the chemist. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal. I found a portal and a tunnel. Okay, so that's what I have to surround with crystals, but there's other portals out, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that one. All right, so that was my first action. The question is what to do next. First action, so I'm going to use I think I'm going to use the jetpack, and I'm going to move all the way over here. And that does not cost an action, so I'm going to take up the 2 adults for 2 more actions. So that leaves me with 1 action remaining. And I'm going to take that one. All right, then it is the turn. So adults emerge, 1 adult from each portal. So I have 1 portal there. So he pops up. Let's do this one. He stands up better. Okay. So that was my first, and second one is adults spin webs, another web spinner. So they're going to be throwing them on yellow. So nothing there. This guy goes here. Guy's going to go there. And yellow's down. So nothing else. Okay. So now it's back over to my Splunker to go. I'm going to go ahead and reveal here. So he found a tunnel portal as my first. Second, I'm going to move and take out that guy for my third. I have 1 left. I'm going to take this guy out. All right, so then 2 cards. So threat rises. So now after this turn, I'm going to be drawing 3 threat cards. And then the other one is hatchlings and adults are going to move. They're moving towards the black spaces. So that one's going to go there. This one goes here. That one goes there. Oh, man. That's not good. So my Splunker is in trouble again. Okay, but it's the chemist's turn, so that's good news. So the chemist, well, I think I'm going to need to move and handle that stuff. So I'm going to go here for my first, second, and third to remove those guys. And I might as well clean out the egg for my fourth. So now I have 3 cards to draw. So first one is hatchlings emerge. Add 1 hatchling to each tunnel. So I have 2 tunnels. That was my first one. My second one is adults spin webs. So he's the only adult left, so he's gonna spin on red, and then threat rises and shuffle. All right, so then this all gets shuffled and threat goes up again. Okay. All right, so that will end the chemist's turn, so it's back over to the Splunker to go. Well, I'm going to go ahead and remove this as my first. My second, I'll flip that over. So I found a compeller. So again, I can use that to move enemies around. And with that one, let's see. Move all hatchlings and adults on one tile to an adjacent tile. Okay. So that's my second action, and it does have a gear, so I get to draw a card. So I have explosives. Remove a tile that is adjacent to you, along with everything on it. And then I cannot have adventurers on it. So that can be useful. All right, so that was my first action. Second action, third action. I'm going to go ahead and use it right away, and I'm going to pop that tile so that will take care of the adult, the web, and the nest. As I do not have, there's no portal there, so it's not really too worried about that. All right, and I have one action left, so I'm going to go ahead and flip this tile over. I found another compeller. There's lots of compellers around here. And I get another card. So this one is the extendable arm. Remove all eggs from your tile and each adjacent tile. Okay. If I can get over there, that'd be great. All right. So then it's 3 cards. So first one is eggs discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. So it was a good thing I popped that one. I took care of that nest, and I have no other nests out there. So that was handy. Move adults and hatchlings. So hatchlings are going to move to yellow, and that one's stuck out in the middle of nowhere. And then finally, grow. Turn all hatchlings into adults. All right, so that guy and this guy. So hatchlings are adults now. All right, so that was 3. And it is back over to the chemist. So chemist has got tons of webs. All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and reveal for 4. All right, I have a portal nest. Okay, so this one might be the one I might want to potentially start working on. I have portal down there, and I've determined the other 2 were all correct. I think so. So I had the one dud. Yep, I have both duds taken care of now. So all 4 of these are actual crystals that I'm going to need. And so we're back over to drawn, because that was my 4. So turn all eggs into hatchlings. So these 3 are going to convert over. Collapse. Remove the lowest numbered tile and everything on it. So unfortunately my destruction switch is gone. But I did lose an adult for it too, so I guess that's not a bad trade. Hatchlings emerge, 1 hatchling in each tunnel. So I have a tunnel and a tunnel over there. Okay. All right, that's that. And then it's back over to the Splunker to go. So I am going to move down, and that lets me, if I activate this, I can start manipulating things. And if I move tiles that have webs on them, that will destroy those. So that can be very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one here, and I'm going to move it over here because it has to be at least adjacent to one other tile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that will break all those webs on that. So that was my second action. My third action, I'm going to slide this over, and my fourth action, I'm going to slide this one down. All right, so now we're back over. And we have adults spinning webs. He's the only adult out, and he's not going to be able to spin any webs. Same thing. And final one is add 1 egg next to each adult. So he's the only adult, so we got a whole family out there. Okay, so that takes care of the Splunker. Over to the chemist. So the chemist is over here. What do I want to do? Chemists. The next lowest tile is going to be the compeller there. Now, I got a little bit of ways before I'll get to that anyways, so I don't have to worry about that too terribly much. So I think I'm going to go here. That's 1, 2, 3. An electrifier. So any enemy that moves onto there will be destroyed. So that's a good one. And a recall dynamo. You may move any adventurers that are up to 2 tiles away from you to your tile. They may not be moved diagonally or cross gaps. Ask permission first. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go there 4. All right, so that's it for the chemist. Adults add webs. Adults and hatchlings move. So hatchlings can move, and they're moving towards the black. So this guy would go down. That guy would over, and this guy down. Okay, and finally, adults spin webs again. So I've been pretty fortunate with that. Don't have any adults out causing problems right now. All right, so it's back over to the Splunker to go. All right. How do I want to do this? So I'm going to move that one over. So that'll take care of that. It's my first action. Second action. Question is there anything else that I want to handle at the moment? It's my first. I don't know if there's anything else I necessarily want to move. So I'm going to go here for my second. I'll remove for my third, and then I'm going to move this guy over for my fourth as the compeller action. And that way then hopefully the chemist can get up there and handle that. All right, so that is it for the Splunker. So let's see what we have. So we have moving. Hatchlings are going to move blue. That even works out better. For now, we'll see what happens next. Threat rises. So threat is moving on up. And threat rises again and shuffling the discards. So we are about halfway through 3 at this point. Okay, so then this all gets shuffled up. And it'll be over to the chemist to go. And so far, I think we've been holding things at bay. There's another destruction tile still out there. So finding that would be helpful. I could get rid of this other tunnel over here. And that's because that's usually where some of these guys pop up at. All right, so it is the chemist's turn. First 2 actions, taking out the hatchlings. First 2 actions, taking out the hatchlings, and then third action, I'm going to flip this over, and there's the other destruction tile. So I have 1 action remaining, and there's a chance that now that tile's going to come up. So this one's going to go down fairly quickly. So I could destroy that other tunnel and just get it out of the way, because it does have a portal as well. More concerned with nests. But, or I could just forego that one. And that would clear up the rest of the webs, which aren't a big threat, but it also does have the hatchling on it. Could be worth it. And there's nothing out at the moment that I think I desperately need. So yeah, I think I'm going to pop that one. So this, the webs will go away. The hatchling will be eliminated. And let's see what it is. It's a nest portal, so actually works out in my favor. I don't need that, so that's good. And that's my turn. So 3 new cards. So first one is hatchlings and adults move. They're out in the middle of nowhere. Adults emerge from portals. So we have 1 there and 1 new one there. All right, so we're gonna have to handle that, and we have 1 over here. And adults move to yellow. So he's gonna move there, and this guy moves here. So that's it. All right, so it's gonna be back over to the Splunker to go. Splunker is going to use the compeller to move the adult over here, which is going to be electrified by the electrifier. It's my first action, second action, third action. And then I'm going to use my last action to activate my special ability that allows me to, as an action, if you are on a tunnel, you may move to any other tile. I think I'm going to move back to the configurer. That way then I can keep working on manipulating this stuff now. So I think that's it. So let's see what happens next. Collapse. All right, so that one's going to go. So I have to move off of there to a tile that I can reach. So it's either electrify or up. So I'm going to go up, and then this is gone. So now I am out of tiles that I can destroy. Second one is adults are going to move. There aren't any out right now beyond that one. And all hatchlings grow into adults. So this guy is going to pop up into an adult. All right. And that is going to take care of that. Oh, let's go down. All right. All right, so that was the Splunker's turn. So it's over to the chemist. I'm going to go ahead and reveal. So it's a workshop. It lets me draw 2 equipment cards. So hopefully I'll get something good here. So I have the automation. So when you draw this card, draw another equipment card. And while you have this card, you can give other equipment cards to players anywhere on the board at any time for free. So I have the serum sprayer. Remove all of the webs from your tile or heal 2 stings from every adventure on the tile. So that is definitely one I need to get to him. And as my second pull, because this guy let me draw a free one, so that's for that. And then the second one is the portal exchanger. Swipe any tile with a tile adjacent to it. If there are any webs on the tiles you move, you remove them first. Adventurers, eggs, hatchlings, and adults on the tiles go along for the ride. All right, so I'm definitely going to flip that over to the Splunker so that he can use that with my little birdie there. And this one, let's see, swipe any tile with a tile adjacent to it. Okay, so that could be really useful later on. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and move again and reveal. So this one is a configurer. Great. So I have 1 action remaining. And I'm going to move this over so that I have a pathway now. And that'll open up that path to get that portal down as well. And that is my turn, as I don't think I have anything else at the moment. Nope. Yeah, and I'm not close enough for them. So it is 3 cards. Let's see what we get here. So moving, the adults cannot move. Adults add webs. They cannot add webs. Adults add webs. They cannot add webs. So very, very fortunate with that. All right, so now it's back over to the Splunker to go. So I'm going to go ahead and use this right away as a free action to heal. So I'm back up to full health, so that's great. And then I'm going to go ahead and move this guy down. And then what's the best way to do that one? I need to get that over here or get this one over here. All right, so that was my... So I haven't done anything yet. That was a free action, so I did the first action to get this over. We'll do second action there, and third action here. And fourth action, I'm going to move that over. So unfortunately, I haven't revealed any of those yet. So let me make sure that's another great question. Hopefully I haven't been screwing that up, that they have to be revealed to move. So configuration, shift one tile, up, down, left, or right, any number of spaces in the same direction. Tile must be attached to another tile after you shift it, and then you shed webs if they're attached. Okay, so yeah, I'm good. I haven't been doing that wrong this whole time. So that is everything for the Splunker, and I have nothing else to deal with. So adding webs, and spawn an egg next to each adult. So they're going to add 3 more eggs. So that tile is going to be just jam-packed with stuff on it. It's a shame I can't pop that one. All right, that is the Splunker's turn, so it's back over to my chemist to go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the portable exchanger, and I can switch tiles that are adjacent. So I'm going to go ahead and flip those 2. That way, then that one's next to it. And then as my first action, I'm going to go ahead and move this over. Second action, I'm going to move that down. And now I have all my things lined up. I just need to get over there and start revealing them. I'm going to go 3, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this one. So it's a tunnel. Well, that's not good. And I get a card, though. So I have a jetpack, so again, I can move to any tile. All right, so now it's 3 cards. So let's see what we got here. So a threat rises. So threat is moving up. Hatchlings, all eggs turn into hatchlings. So I have 4 hatchlings on there instead now. And what's the next one here? Add 1 egg to each nest. All right, so let me handle this real quick. 2, 3, and 4, and eggs to nests. Do I have any nests out there? There's 1 here. Portal tunnel. Nope, that's it. Okay. All right, so that was the chemist. So now it is over to the Splunker to go. So at this point, it's just moving and opening things. So there's 2 actions. There's another nest. And 3, 4. All right, so that will take care of that. And I have hatchlings emerge. Add 1 hatchling to each tunnel. Got to be careful here. I'm starting to run out of models. So there's 1 there, 1 there, and 1 here. Okay. Threat and shuffle. That was the last card, so I have 1 more card I have to draw. What's the next lowest number? I think it's going to be that 4 there for the compeller. That'll go. All right, that's going to be back over to the chemist to go next. All right, and then they're going to move. So he's moving down, and he's staying where he's at. All right, so that is the 3. So it's back over to my chemist. All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 1 action remaining. We go ahead and move here. That's for 4. All right, so that's that. I have 2 out of the 4 revealed. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give this to him. He's going to be able to use that next turn. That'll help. All right, so let's see what we got here. So we have grow, so all hatchlings turn into adults. So this guy's going to grow, and we got a ton over there. So I'm going to need 3, 4, 5. Might be running out of adults here pretty quick here. So there's 4 and 5. So I got 3 left, so I'm going to have to be careful about this. That is a mess of adults over on that tunnel. All right, that was my first. Second is adults emerge, each adult on a portal. Oh boy. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I have 1. If I have 1 more adult that needs to come out, I'm all done. And then threat increases and the discard is shuffled. So I'm almost ready to go to 4. Okay. All right, so that'll take care of that. All right, that was the chemist, so it's over to the Splunker to go. So Splunker is going to go ahead and use the recall dynamo. You can move any adventures that are up to 2 tiles away from you to your tile. So I'm going to move. Well, do I want to do that? I thought I was going to. No, I'll hold on to it. But I'm going to use the extendable arm. That'll take care of that egg. So that was a free action. So then I'm going to go ahead and reveal. That was my first. My second. I'm going to use my ability to go here. Third is to reveal. And my fourth, I'm going to go here. Or wait, no, I will not use that. I'm going to pass this over and use the jetpack to get over there. That way I have 1 action remaining to go here. And then I can't do anything yet. I think I have to spend an action to be able to do that. So each venture present, yeah, so it is a portal, so I have to spend an action. So I have to make it through at least 1 more round to be able to pull this off. All right, so let's see what I have here. So first off, hatchlings. Turn all eggs into hatchlings. There are no eggs out right now. Add 1 egg to each spawn. Add 1 egg to each adult. Whew. So I've got 2 over here. And there's a whole mess of adults there. So I got to figure out. Let's see what the next card is. So add 1 egg to each nest. So yeah, this could be problematic here. So each nest. So there's going to be 1 there. 1 there, 1 there. That's all the nests. And then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 4, 6, 8, and 10. So I have 5 eggs left. All right. And then it is over to the chemist's turn. So I have to first get rid of the egg. And then I can do that. So it says each venture present on the crystals are in place. Wait. If every adventure is present, the crystals are in place and there are no adults, hatchlings, or eggs, there you win. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now, and that will finish me off. And I was successful, just barely though. I had all the adults out, so if I had anything else that was going to spawn adults, I was going to be in trouble. So just out of curiosity, let's see what we would have had coming up next. So threat would have gone up, so now we would have been at 4. Adults would have spawned webs, and then the hatchlings emerged, so add 1 hatchling to each tunnel. So the hatchlings would have been out, so when would that have gone? So I would have had 2 more turns, 3 more turns, and then there would have been a collapse. So the compeller would have gone down, and then the adults would emerge. So 4 more turns I would have done it. So I was able to pull through. Well, that went very well, and I was able to pull it off without too much trouble. I almost lost my Splunker at the beginning, which would have been the end of the game. All I needed was 1 more wound, so I was able. That was a clutch throughout the game, and isolating that tunnel was good and bad. I didn't have a way to destroy it at that point, so that was problematic. Though I could have. Well, the electrifier unfortunately was over here. Otherwise, if I would have been able to have the electrifier closer, I could have compelled all of them in there and just watched the bug guts spray all over the place, which would have been quite entertaining. But I hope you found the video helpful in seeing if this is one that you would like to add to your collection, or maybe learning a little bit more about it. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please post those in the comment section below. Or if you noticed if I did anything wrong, I do my best to get all the rules as close to accurate as possible, but every once in a while I do make mistakes. So let me know if there's anything that you noticed down below as well. I love hearing from you and starting a conversation. And let me know again if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. Always open to start a conversation with you. So until next time, I'll see you later.